Good morning. So today we're going to go over how to label points, lines, and angles. So I will show how to answer the first question, and then you'll go through the rest of them. So notice for each of them, I have some points and some lines, and those form angles. So each one is a bunch of points and lines. Now, when I say lines, I'm referring to all three: lines, rays, and line segments, because line segments and rays are sort of like types of lines. So I'm sort of including those all together. But again, if you just say lines, you assume it's infinite in both directions. But for each one of these figures, you're going to name a certain number of points, a certain number of lines, and a certain number of angles. So you look here, okay, for each one, the points are always labeled. It looks a little complicated, but all you're doing is just naming points, lines, and angles. So to name points, you just say the points. There's not much more than that. If you just have one letter by itself, you assume that it's the point. So you could do any letters, B or D, E, and F. You could just name 3 letters, and that's all there is to naming the points. Notice D isn't on any of the lines, but it's still a point, so you can name just 3. And again, we're just practicing naming things. So lines, remember, you could write a line above, or you can just write line in parentheses to show it's a line. And we look here, okay, you need 2 points to name a line. So I just look here, and they all go through the center here. So I say, you know what, this line here has points C and F. You put C and F. That refers to this line here. Highlight it for a second. This line here. Right. Actually, let's make the text the same color. Right? CNF is that line, and I'll just leave that one highlighted so you can sort of see. Another line is, just name any of these lines. AF and EF, just line AF. So right here is this line, and here, EF is another line. So you just name 3 lines. Then angles. So remember, to name an angle, you can use that symbol. So I'll just draw it over here just to show you. For example, this first one, you could use the draw tool. Notice the type tool is right here. It's T in a box, meaning text box. And over here, you can pick the scribble tool. There's all these different things. You could draw lines, arrows. You scribble, that's sort of like the free write way of doing this. So if you scribble, how you would do the line CF, you would just write CF, draw a line above it with arrows at the end. Usually to do angles, you draw an angle symbol, and then you say 3 letters from it. So there's different options here. I'm going to say AFB, this angle here. So you would say angle AFB. Again, the vertex, the point where they meet, is always in their center. That's very important. But how we're going to do it here is we're just going to, if we type it, how we're going to do it, we'll just say the word beforehand if you'd rather type it. So angle in parentheses, though, AFB. Now, I want to do a different sort of angle. And I notice, even though these have lines in between, EFC makes one big angle here. You see how it makes one big angle with lines in between? So this angle here is called AFB, angle EFB, right? And only name angles that are already drawn. For example, you can't say like BDC. It's not drawn yet. So we're not naming those, just the ones that are already drawn. You could draw it in and say that's another angle, but it's not there. Another angle, we're just naming them. And if you pick most of the letters, you'll get one of them. Let's do this big angle here. We start as AF, so now we'll do AFC. Actually, let's do EFB, because we already used either one, right? We can write a big angle, EFB. Wait, that's what we just did. So this is EFB, and we could do EFC. Notice you just change the direction, and you can visualize the angle there, right? EFC goes from here, over here, here. So you see the angle here. If it has lines in between, that's all right. And then EFB is over here. That's all we're doing. Right? So you're just going to go through, name the points, name the lines, name the angles. It's just practicing that basic skill. Again, name 3 points, 3 lines, and 2 angles here. Same thing here, 3 of all of them. Here are only 2 lines. Notice it sort of makes a triangle, so you might have to think, where are the angles formed? Okay, and that's all there is to this assignment. Please ask if you have any questions. Just you can draw right on your Google Drawing or make your own copy of it, but make sure the copy is clear. All right, well, again, please ask if you have any questions. Attend and let's see, anything else? So remember, it's just practicing labeling. So just practice the labeling, and because it's very important as we go on the course. If you understand the labeling clearly, then you can describe all the things we're doing in math, okay? Because we always use capital letters for points in the entire course. All right, have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time.